Hello, long time no see. If you've never watched one of my videos before, my name is Caroline and I live in Minnesota, and I've created these little videos, to talk about knitting because I have a lot of thoughts about it, and I don't really have any friends who knit extensively, and I need to talk about it or I'll drive my family literally insane. So today's actually my second day stuck at my house. My car can't get down my road despite having a pretty decent car. And yeah, I figured what time's better than the present to film a little video, talk about my knitting. It's been about a month. I had filmed a knit and chat while I was binding this guy off, but I really did not want to edit that. It was very, very long. There were a lot of ums. There were a lot of sections that were just pretty negative, and I didn't feel like it was a necessary video. So I didn't ever finish editing it, and I'm okay with that. But as a result, it's been a long time since I've posted a video. So here we go. Let's do another one. This will just be like a regular kind of knitting podcast. I've been doing a lot of gift knitting. I've actually taken a couple breaks from knitting in the past month or two just to do some reading. I've been having some upper arm pain, so I think now too, this past week, I've had a couple days where I barely knit, and I think it's starting to get better, but yeah, if you hear crashing in the background, by the way, my cat is eating and she has a trick feeder, and sometimes her food goes flying across the room when she chases it. So that's the sound you're hearing. But yeah, I figured I needed a little break, but I've knit for the past couple days, which has been nice. And it's literally all I want to do all the time. So not being able to, because my body's been hurting, has been really unpleasant. But I have enough health anxiety that I was like, you have to stop and see if the pain goes away. So that's what I did. Yeah, so I knit myself, oh wow, okay. I brewed myself a cup of oolong that I have in my cute little carrot mug. It has carrots all over it. I spent way too much on this mug, but you know what? I love it, so it's fine. I have that, and it's really cozy. The sun is actually out. My lighting isn't terrible for once. And yeah, I'm ready. I don't know what the rest of my week is going to be. I might go into work another day. I was supposed to have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, but I've had the last 2 days off because I can't get anywhere. So the plows should be plowing my street out at some point. But I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota, and I think St. Paul is pretty notorious for being bad at plowing. So they didn't even start plowing. Jesus, cucumber, she scared me. They didn't even start plowing until last night, and it's been snowing for a couple days straight. So the past couple days have just been constantly helping dig cars out and digging out my car and all that stuff. So she's ridiculous. So yeah, I have some gift knits that I've finished. 2 of them I have given away. I think in my last video I showed a sock that I was knitting for my brother who lives with me. He's gotten those. He likes them. They are too big for him, which is what I was worried about. It's what I'm always kind of worried about with those DRK socks. Those ribbed ones, the pattern instructs you to knit pretty far. Oh, I have another pair I can show you right here. The pattern instructs you to knit before starting the gusset. It tells you to knit how long you should maybe knit this length. And I think either I'm misunderstanding her or it's way too long. It's just because this is for my oldest brother, and I'll see, he's not back in the States yet. He lives in Japan because he works in the Air Force, and I'll see how these fit him, but they look really, really large. So I have a feeling they're going to be too long, which is fine. They can be house socks. for him. But yeah, so Drew has those socks. I don't have them to show you. If I don't have them in my last video, I think I had them in my knit and chat. I think I maybe talked about them in that. So I can see if I can find some footage and insert it. But these are the ones I knit for my eldest brother. These ones took a lot longer because they aren't DK weight. These are fingering weight socks. And they're pretty much completely ribbed. These are knit with Malabrigo Ultimate Sock in Potion. And yeah, I am still, jury's out on the sock yarn. My pair is actually holding up really, really well. I think the felting is helping the heel stay nice and good. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I don't think I hate this yarn. I don't like the feeling of it. And I'm wondering if that's because it's super wash, or if maybe I don't like nylon. So I'm really excited about a yarn acquisition. I don't have it yet, but I have something related to it. And I'm really excited about one particular yarn in this yarn club that I'm doing, because I feel like that one's a non-superwash. So then I can see if it's the superwash that I dislike, or maybe it's just the feeling of this yarn in particular. I'm not quite sure, but I have a lot of it. I'm working on knitting my way through it. I think I only have one skein left after this other whip that I'm going to show you. So that is good. And then I can move on to other sock yarns, because I don't think I dislike this one, but it's not my fave. So there might be more cuts in this because my brother is up and around, and I think that's why I'm talking quietly. But yes, so that is that. That's that one whip. I also knit my grandma on my mom's side. I call her my nanny. I knit her a honey study hat. That pattern is by Andrew Mowry. I don't have the hat. I didn't take any pictures of it. I really hated the yarn that I picked. It was a Knit Picks yarn. I'll insert what it was here. It was superwash. I don't know why I bought a superwash yarn. I think it was the closest one in terms of the yardage. I think I would have rather had a thicker yarn that I liked more. Oh, we have a cucumber. Yeah, oh, she's going into the laundry basket. What are you doing? I keep her food and her treats up there, so I think she's trying to get at those. There, she can be in it too, with my really squeaky chair. Realize I have not talked about what I'm wearing. Let's move my squeaky chair. Dee-dee. This is my Moby sweater. It is done. It has been blocked. It is so, so, so cozy. It needs to be de-pilled. But, oh, I've lost my chair. Look at that, look at this cat. Oh. Anyway. Okay. It needs to be de-pilled. I love it. I've not put any elastic in the waistband yet. But I finally have bought elastic to do that with. So that, putting elastic in that and my Cargill sweater is a priority for me, or something that I need to prioritize, because my Cargill one is way more, this one has held up really, really well. My Cargill one is very stretched out. This one I think was pretty genius. They have you, she has you go down a needle size, very, very smart. It just worked out pretty perfectly. I think it took me a couple tries to get the right stitch count, but it was a good amount for me. I don't think I got the stitch count she said I should, but it's pretty perfect. It sits perfectly. I love it. I love this sweater. I've worn it almost every day since I finished it. We don't keep our house very warm, which is fine because then I can wear my sweaters. And yeah, I'm either wearing this or my Cargill pretty much every day. The one thing I did goof on is that I got a new pair of jeans recently and I forgot that I didn't wash them. I don't know how, but I didn't wash them and I've been wearing this with them. So the inside is a little gray on the bottom. So I think I need to give it a wash and then wash these jeans, which I'm still wearing. I'm lucky I have not broken out into hives or anything. And yeah, that should get the dye out of them. Maybe I'll wash them today once I'm done filming this. And then this guy I probably won't wash today, but maybe I will because I could just wear my cargill instead. But this has me desperately needing more sweaters. I will say I do kind of wish I'd cropped this. I think I like it, but I think I would also like a cropped one. So I think I might eventually get another amount of this Simply Wool worsted from Knit Picks, which is what I knit this out of in the shade Wanda. I think I'll get it in another shade eventually, kind of one of the gray browns, and knit a cropped version of this. I think I would like that a lot. Yeah, I think I would enjoy that. So that's kind of a thought, but I'm not buying any yarn right now because as you'll see, I have a lot of acquisitions. I have a lot of yarn right now and a lot of plans. So I'm not gonna buy any more yarn for another one of these yet until I've knit at least a couple sweaters. But I really, really like it. I just think if it was cropped, it would work with a wider variety of my wardrobe. Because I have a lot of high-waisted pants, trousers, skirts, dresses that I like wearing cropped sweaters with. And right now my cargill is my favorite to wear with those. Because this one I can kind of tuck it like this, but it looks kind of weird. And I can't tuck it to be like actually high cropped. It just kind of hits up my stomach at that point. So other than that, I think this is like a perfect oversized, like a very warm, snuggly winter knit, and I'm happy with that. And I think I'll be happy with it at any like size. If I like fluctuate in weight, I think it'll work for me really well, like throughout my life if I take good care of it, which makes me think that I need to get a depiller. So let's move into whips. Let's see, I finished this literally right before Christmas, and then I was immediately working on these, and my goal was to finish them by the new year. I smashed that out of the park. I started the second one on Christmas Day, and I think I finished it in like 3 days maybe, which I think might be why my shoulders and upper arms and elbows have hurt, because I was like non-stop knitting these for days. And I went up to visit my grandma in northern Wisconsin on Christmas. I went up on Christmas and then I drove back on Christmas Day because my grandpa died a few years ago, so she was gonna be alone. Well, not alone, but she was gonna be, it was a more lonely Christmas for her this year, and she had plans, but she got sick, so she couldn't go to Seattle to visit my other aunt and uncle like she had planned. So last minute trip to northern Wisconsin. She lives in like the Chequamegon Bay area. It's gorgeous. If you've never been there or heard of it, a lot of people haven't heard of it. It's just beautiful. So I did that, really, really nice. And I was knitting that in the car up and back, and then pretty much constantly when I was at her place. So, and then after that, I kind of had the sock bug because I was like, I knit that sock in like 3 days. And I was wearing my hand knit socks the entire time because I packed very minimally. So I was like, pack a pair of socks you can wear multiple days. So it was those socks. And then I was like, well, I need more hand knit socks. So I dipped into, I didn't have it in me to knit another pair of ribbed socks immediately after knitting both my brothers a pair. So I dipped into my 52 weeks of socks and I picked out this pattern. Oh my God, it looks horrendous. It's not blocked and I don't have sock blockers, so it will never look gorgeous, gorgeous. But this is the latte sock. I don't really know how to show it because this goes down the front, and this is my first time doing a sock with a gusset, and it's kind of awkward to like show the sock. Yeah, so it has like this nice little stripe, and then it has this lace work and cables, like real cables going all the way down. I used one of those stitch markers as my cable needle because I'm not cabling without a cable needle with this superwash yarn. I tried the first few times and I was like, this is giving me anxiety. So I grabbed a tiny little like paper clip to use as a cable needle. Yeah, this took me only like a couple days to knit. And yeah, it's my first time doing one of these gussets. On this side, I goofed up. I picked up a bunch of stitches, and then I thought I picked up the same amount on this side. I didn't, so I had to quickly decrease here. So this bit's a little bit goofy, but I know what to fix for next time. This was also my first cuff down sock. So yeah, I used scraps of mohair is the light green, and then there's Knit Picks palette is the darker green. And I have a vest that I knit in this combination. It reminds me of caramel apples, and this color was very autumnal, so I just figured it all worked together. And yeah, I really like the little lace and cable section. I think it's fun. It makes it really, really easy to just keep going. I did struggle a bit with creating like no gap here at the beginning of round with the color work, something that I fixed on my second one. It's literally so much better on my second one because I remembered a trick that I knew, but I'm not like a color work or stripe girl yet. So I might make a video about like kind of my knitting goals or my knitting plans for this year, but we'll see if I do or not. But yeah, I've finished one sock, and I had to take a couple days break in between starting this one because my arms. But yeah, yesterday I think I started this, and then I just got down to here this morning. I'm hoping to get the heel flap done today, and then I'll probably take a break. Right now I'm kind of focusing on knitting a more reasonable amount, but I think one of the reasons my arms are hurting is because I have been knitting on small circulars for a while. So I've been knitting a lot of socks, and I'm enjoying it, but I think the plows are finally going. That's exciting if it's true. That's really exciting. I'm tired of seeing people get stuck on my street. But yeah, I think the small circulars are hurting my hands. So I'm gonna finish this sock, and then I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna knit another sweater because I also want another sweater before the winter's up, at least one more, maybe two. So yeah, that's my only whip. Again, I think I've mentioned before that I'm trying to have kind of like one whip at a time, and I like the idea of having one sweater whip and like one sock whip. Oh yeah, nice snow removal trucks. This is good. I like the idea of having one sweater whip and one sock whip, but I don't think I'd ever finish my socks. I think they'd sit there while I worked on my sweater, because once I get going on the sweater, I don't want to stop. So I'm knitting these socks, and then I'm going to start a sweater. And the sweater I'm going to start is the Ingrid sweater. I have two swatches here. This is the swatch I'm not going with. This is the one in 4mm needles. And it's not to gauge correctly. I think it looks fine, but it's too big. So here's my one on 3.5mm needles. This one I'm happier with. It's still not to gauge, but I think I'm gonna leave this one. It's better. It's better. So I think I'm gonna stick with 3.5mm needles. I don't mind if it's a little bigger. And I'm using, this is one of my acquisitions, and it will give you a hint as to one of my other acquisitions, but I'm using Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, which I've never used before. I'm really excited. And Knitting for Olive Mohair, which I have used a bunch in Fennel Seed. And this color I've been looking at and a little afraid to buy for a long time. Like I saw it and I was like, that looks like an interesting color. But I was a little afraid to buy it because it looks pretty yellow on the site, and it is yellowy for sure. I'm just trying to get it in like the natural light. because this light is super yellow over here, but this light is a little more natural. It's not quite as yellow as it's showing up. This is, I think right here is like a better depiction of it. It's such a pretty shade. I'm really excited. It's kind of like, it's like a warmer Dusty Artichoke, because I have Dusty Artichoke in silk, which I am going to knit a summer top out of this year. But Dusty Artichoke is like, it's not exactly what I wanted it to be. So I'm happy with the color. I like the color. I like pretty much any green, but I think fennel seed is what I wanted Dusty Artichoke to be. And I don't know if they have that one in silk. If they do, then I want some. But, or in the cotton merino, one of those would be nice. But this is what I have. I'm gonna knit an Ingrid sweater out of it. I'm very excited. And I'm going to crop it somehow. I don't know how exactly yet, because it has all those panels. So I have to figure out which panels I want to shorten. Almost definitely the 2x2 rib panel will be shortened. I'm also thinking the moss stitch panel, because the yoke I'm not going to mess with. I'm going to leave the yoke just fine. It's after the yoke that I want to be quite short and cropped. So I think I still want to have the double layer of this, these X's, these faux cables. I just don't know if I'll be able to and get it as short as I want it to. I might if I just leave out the 2x2 rib entirely and go straight into the 1x1 rib. I'm just thinking things through. And then I would also shorten the sleeves a little bit so that they aren't super duper long, because I want it cropped, period. That's it. So this oolong is so good. Okay, so that's my upcoming whip as soon as I finish these socks. I'm very excited for that. That's pretty much all the whips I have. Again, I'm really trying to only work on one thing at a time, so that's kind of what I have. But I have a boatload of acquisitions. I only got one knitting related thing for Christmas, which is fine. I got money as well, so you can bet your bottom dollar that's going to go towards knitting related things. One of which I'm thinking about when Thread and Maple do a restock. I think I want their whiskey binder in for both sets of needles that I have, and probably a page for, what are they called? I don't know. I need to look at all the pages. But the thing that I got for Christmas that I'm really excited about, even though I think I'm a loose knitter, so we'll see how much use I get out of these, but I just like them. They're really pretty. And that is my a set of metal chowgoos. I only asked for half of the set. I think if I do buy a needle binder, I'm going to get the full page for all of them in case someday I decide I want them. Then I don't need to buy another page. But I only asked for half because these are the sizes I use the most. I'm not a big needle girl. And then I have the mini set. But I don't have like the mini shorty set. Or not the mini, but like this size in the shorty set, which I want. But I have these, which are beautiful. They are super light. They're nice and long. They're longer than my wooden ones. And they are pointy, because my wooden ones get a little annoying, and I love my chowgoos for the socks because they're so pointy. So we'll see. I'm a little worried that I tend to be a loose knitter and that these will just exacerbate a problem that is already there, but I'm excited to try them out. I'm really excited to try them out. So I'm not going to be using them for my Ingrid sweater though. You would think I would, but I think I'd have to knit in a really small size for those. So that's that. So I'd be looking for the needle binder, and then I'd be looking for a page for my, I think it's Knitter's Pride, but I think they fit into the Knit Pro, because I think those are like the same company. I think they fit into the Knit Pro page, but I'd have to check. And then my chowgoos, and then probably non-interchangeables would be nice as well. So that's that. and then I have literally a boatload of yarn. So let's start with the other knitting for Olive stuff, because it was a big order. I tend to order my knitting for Olive straight from their site, so I like to order a bunch at once so that I don't have to pay for shipping again. The shipping's pretty hefty. I just like being able to get exactly what I want in the quantities I want versus buying from a smaller site. So I got my fennel seed, and then I got this. So this is the heavy merino in dark ochre. Show it over here. It's so pretty. And then the mohair in dark mustard. And my plan for these is a sweater number 18. That could change. That could definitely change. But I want something textured. And my idea was the sweater number 18. I like that boxy fit. Again, cropped. So that's my idea. It's my concept. But I have a sweater's quantity of both of these. So I'm really excited about that. It's gorgeous. But that's going to be a while because I'm going to knit the Ingrid one first. And my guess is that it's going to take me at least a month. Maybe a month and a half. Maybe even 2. This took me almost 2 months. But I was also gift knitting during it. I put it down for a while. Another fun one that I got, I signed up for the Farmer's Daughter Fibers Sock Club for this year. And I think I'm going to stick with it for the whole year. And they send you, I think they have 4 different bases that they send. So they send you a different base. And this was the January one. It's all based on like botanicals. It's gorgeous. So this is January. It's called Chicory. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like the speckles in this little spot. Ooh. So this one is their Pintler sock base. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it's 463 yards for 100 grams. The mini is 92 yards for 20 grams. So this is what they do every month for the Sock Squad. But they have, I think, 4 different bases, and one of them, at least, is a non-superwash, which I'm really excited for. So that's the first one. And I also, because I pre-ordered this, I got, it's underneath a bunch of stuff, go figure. That was silly of me. My Korean textbooks might fall off my desk. No, I got them. Okay. Let's see. I got this calendar, which is kind of flimsy, but I need to find a spot to hang it. So this is the first month. Chicory. Gorgeous. So this, you can kind of get an idea of what's to come. Of course, it's pink for February. My birthday's in February, and I feel like I've been plagued by pink my entire life, and Valentine's Day. Really excited for this. Ooh, it's just really gorgeous. So I think you can still sign up for it if that's something you're interested in. I can leave the information down below in the description box. But yeah, I'm really jazzed for that. I hope this year is the year I can build up a nice little sock collection of hand knit socks and branch out with my patterns that I'm using. And I'm really excited. This sock yarn feels really nice. I guess so does my Malabrigo. So we'll see. We'll see if I have the same feelings about knitting with this as I do with the Malabrigo Superwash. Okay, and then, no, this is not part 1. I had a advent calendar. And my cat is still behind me, isn't she? She is. Okay, so I can't sit back. This is from Fauble Knitwear. My other yarn is also from Fauble Knitwear. And I signed up for her Ask Deluxe Advent Calendar. Last year I wanted to do it, but at the time I was very new to knitting and I saw the price and I balked. But this year I was like, I'm going to do it. And I'm very happy I did. The colors are gonna take some creativity from me to figure out how to use them, because they're not really my vibe. I'm not just a neutrals girl at all, but I'm not a brights person. And I really like muted tones, and I'm not really a pastel person either. So I think some of these might end up going into gifts, but I also think a lot of them will be accessories, because I think accessories are a good place to add colors that you're not normally comfortable with. I know one of these my mom would definitely vibe with, so because she said it to me herself. So I might knit her a Sophie scarf out of one of these, like a really big one, using up all the yarn. Although maybe I'd keep some scraps for myself because I like having scraps. But I feel like maybe I already showed some of this, but I'll go through the whole thing because I've opened all of it. Now, this is the first color. So I got a skein of mohair and a skein of fingering weight. This is 50 grams, 100 grams, and this is her 100% Norwegian wool base. And her mohair is 72% kid mohair, 28% silk. The first shade is powder. It's like a very pinky neutral. This one I do think I'm gonna make something out of for myself. I think I'm gonna make a sweater vest. Her Athelian vest, I think, because that one I can see being just absolutely gorgeous as a sweater vest. And like she has one on her Instagram, one of her Athelian vests that she'll post every once in a while that is just, it's like off beige. Oh, it looks so good with a white shirt underneath. This is the one I think my mom would vibe with. I also think I could vibe with this as well. The mohair, I find especially beautiful, and I feel that way about most of these. I also got a little brooch with that, which is really cute. This one I find very bubblegummy, which I think I've said before. So, but I think together they could be quite beautiful as a scarf or gloves. Could be cute. So that's something I'm thinking about. The third one is one of the ones I like more. The first, third, and the last one I like. The third one, this one that I'm about to show, isn't my favorite of the three, but the first and the last I really, really enjoy. And you know what? I do think I will do this again next year. I just think I will also maybe look at another one too. Maybe the Naughty Pine advent calendar, if they do another one. I know they said they might be taking a step back. But the Naughty Pine Fiber Co. one, that one looked gorgeous. I loved like every single color. So that one I might think about doing. I know it'll be different next year, but I kind of always vibe with the Naughty Pine color choices. So, whereas I think Helena, who is Bubble Knitwear, that's her name, she has a very like vintage vibe. So this one was very vintagey. It was very kind of retro-y colors. So I think that's kind of where the clashing happened between my sensibilities. Like I think it was really beautifully curated. And I think it really, really makes sense for like retro vibes, because it does give me like 50s, 60s vibes, especially the next color. It's just not my favorite color. It reminds me of like Cadillacs, if that makes sense. So this shade is Minty. Let me put down the mohair. Ooh, this one's pretty cutie. This one reminds me of another yarn that I have bought a sweater's quantity of. But we'll get to that one just because it's a little pastel, it's a little bit meh, but I really like it. It reminds me of something that is not the inspiration picture she used, but I don't know what it is. So it's very holiday. I think it's cute. I just don't know what I want to use it for. And this is the mohair as per usual. I love a good mohair. So that was that. And each week came with a little like something special. So the first week came with a free pattern. The second week came with a brooch. The third week came with a discount, which I used to buy the next yarn. And the fourth and the fifth week, or maybe yeah, the 4th and 5th week came with buttons. So I'll do the buttons last, but they are cute. One of them I'm obsessed with and I will need to order more. The other one I'm sure I will find a purpose for. It's always nice to have random buttons. So this is the next color. It is so bright. It's called 1950. And doesn't just make you think of a diner. I think of a diner or a Cadillac. And I think this one and this one work really well together. That's why I think she did a really good job curating them. They just have that vibe. And she has a sweater on her Instagram where she striped all of these. And that is a thought, but I don't think it's a color scheme or a sweater that I would wear. So I don't want to do that because I don't think I would actually wear it. So I'd rather find accessories. Like I could see my best friend wearing something in this color for sure. I'd ask her before I knit her something out of it, but I could see her wearing that. I could see myself wearing this as like a scarf. So it's gorgeous. The mohair on all of these is just wildly stunning. I love mohair. And then the last one is gorgeous. And I'm very excited. I don't know what I'm going to make out of this. You just saw it. Maybe a vest. Maybe. I don't know. But I'll figure something out. This is polka. Ooh, it's so pretty. The picture of this was a little peppermint candy, the inspo pic. Gorgeous. The mohair. Kill me. It's so pretty. The sun went away. The sun went away. But the mohair is gorgeous. So really, really excited about this one. I opened this and I was like, yay. Happy. So that's that. And then the buttons. Let's see. That's the button I really, really love. Yeah, I don't think I'd opened the last one when I placed my order. Otherwise, I think I would have ordered more of those buttons, but I'll just do it for the next one. So I got these buttons with, oh, okay. Oh no. Do I know where the camera is here? Boop, boop, boop. It's like a little tealy grainy button. I don't know what direction it's supposed to go. Yeah, it's a button. The second button though, I'm gonna need to get more of this button and more of the other colorways of this button because, whoa, it's gorgeous. Oh my God, can I literally even show it? Oh my God, that button. The answer is no, I can't. I could do the beauty influencer thing, but I don't want to. Oh, please look at it. Please focus on it. Maybe. Hold on. Wonk. It's not gonna. But these are so pretty. She has these on her site. They're gorgeous, gorgeous. So I definitely need at least 6 more. So I have 8 for a sweater. So that's my advent calendar. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the experience of it. It will get me, I think, to knit more, what's it called? Knit more accessories. And I think that's nice. So, and I think it's nice to have a wide variety of yarn in your stash and like different colors of yarn in case the urge ever hits. So now we're gonna get to the very last thing, which is the yarn I literally just got. It just got delivered today. It was supposed to get delivered yesterday, but they could not get to my house. So, when I got the like, it's out for delivery notification yesterday, I was like, no, it's not in this weather. Are you kidding me? Like, no way is the DHL van gonna like make it down my street. So I got this and I'm very excited about this. I got 6 skeins. I'm not going to pick up the other 3. 6 skeins of this shade from Fable Knitwear of the 100% Norwegian wool, the Ask base, in the shade Trenotter to Askepot, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing wrong. Askepot, Trenotter to Askepot. This yarn, sorry, my cat just moved so I can finally sit my whole butt on my chair. This yarn, I have big plans for, and I have 6 skeins of it, which I don't think is going to be enough. I think I'm going to have to shoot her an email and see if I can order a couple more. Oh my gosh, she's going in my Knitting for Olive bag. Cucumber, that bag is full of yarn. But I think I'm going to have to ask her if she can't dye up a couple more skeins. I think she's done it before for people when they don't get enough, but it'll be definitely a begging question for me to ask. But my plan for this is complex. It will be a big project. I think I'll need at least 8 skeins, maybe even 9 if I do ask her to make more. I'll probably ask for 3 more skeins just to be on the safe side. Sorry. Because I'm going to knit a dress out of that. And this dress in particular is inspired by a dress by someone I follow on Instagram. I'm pretty sure her handle is Medusa Crafts, but I will leave it in the description box and here. And she knit this modified berry dress. The pattern is from Fable Knitwear, with an A-line skirt, a gathered waist. It has a square neckline and has like poofier sleeves. And I want to do something very similar in terms of the square neckline and the A-line skirt pattern. I do think I'm going to switch it up from hers a little bit, mostly in terms of it's knit back and forth because it has buttons all the way up the front. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to knit it back and forth. So I think I might steek it. I've never steeked anything before, but I think I trust the process. And I think I would just like be really intense about reinforcing it with my sewing machine before I cut it. And it should be fine. But I'm a little nervy about it. So I'm also considering knitting it and putting on a fake button band, because I think with an A-line skirt and that kind of gathered skirt waist situation, I don't think I would ever wear it open. The pattern, she shows it like you can also wear it kind of like as a long duster jacket. I don't think I would ever do that with a waist that's gathered and a skirt that like poofs out at the waist. I think that would be kind of weird. I could be wrong though. So if I decide I don't want to ever wear it open, then what I could do is knit a fake button band down the middle, like knit it flat, closed, and have like a line of purl stitches, or even like if I were to do steeking stitches and decide later I don't want to steek it, then I could pick up stitches along that line and do a fake button band similar to her Hobbiton vest, where you would do a fake button band and sew buttons on and just have it look like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, one or the other. But I know I'm not going to be knitting this baby flat because it's going to be a truly insane amount of knitting. Yeah, for the skirt, because it's going to start probably twice the number of stitches, maybe even I think twice, but I need to do the math on how I want to do my decreases for the skirt, and look at how she did hers. She lays out Medusa Crafts, I'm spacing on her real name, or I don't know if she even has it on her page. I always just know people by their Instagram handles. She has she has it detailed out in a post how she did it, which appreciate so much. I love that post. I love that dress. I go back to her thing to look at it. It is so inspiring to me. I look at that dress all the time. And she also knit it in this color, and I was thinking about doing a different color, but the Ask range is a lot more it's a lot more condensed compared to her her superwash range. But I want to say I don't F with superwash really that much. So I've been burnt, and it bothers me. I don't like how it feels. I don't like how it stretches out. It irks me, and I just don't want to mess with it if I don't have to. So even though I like Carthena, and I do want to order some and try it out, I just never prioritize it when I'm placing an order. I like that it has the stellina in it, but I am irritated by it. So, or by superwash, not by hers. I haven't tried hers, but still, superwash in general irritates me. So I wanted to do this one, and I just couldn't find a color that I vibed with quite as much. I was thinking fairy, but then I also had to find a color that she had enough in stock, because a lot of them she only had 3 or 4. And I was like, well, if I'm placing the order, I had a coupon. I was like, I'd like to get as much of the yarn as I can. So it was, I think there were 6 skeins of fairy. But fairy was like a eucalyptus green. It had a decent amount of yellow in it. It was very summery, which I thought was cute, but I was like, it looks lovely for summer. And I could just picture that dress in the summer. It would be gorgeous, so cottagey, so beautiful, but it's 100% wool. So I was like, maybe not that one. Maybe not that one. Maybe something more wintry. And these aren't, I don't normally go for cooler colors, but these definitely are. It's like cool pinks and blues and some like lavenders. I'm really excited, and I'm really hoping I can get my butt moving and motivated to work on this and figure this sucker out. It will be on my Ravelry. I take pretty good notes on my Ravelry. I'm also trying to do a more detailed knitting and spinning journal this year, because I have this traveler's journal that I've had for forever that I'm hoping to utilize a little more. So I'm trying to do that. Whatever I do, it will be documented somewhere. But I'm hoping I get my butt moving on it so that I can have it by next week. I think that would be really, or, oh my god, next week. Next winter. I think that would be really, really nice. So that's a big project that I'm thinking about. And it'll take me a long time. It is a lot of stockinette though. And if I change it to be in the round, I don't think it'll be that insane. So I think it was just stockinette back and forth that I was like, I don't think I could ever. And then I was like, well, what if you steeked it? And I was like, that I could do. Although I'd already bought the yarn when I thought of steeking. So I was planning on going back and forth, and then I'd have to figure out my rowing out situation, because I row out really badly back and forth. So, but I'm really excited for that. That's a big acquisition, and I'm probably going to have to buy more of that yarn, but it'll be, if I can manage to knit that and like it, it'll be a big, and that'll be one where I'm ripping things out if I don't like it, because it's too big of a project to not like the end result. But to have a big wool dress like that would be amazing. So that is it. That is what I've been up to. This is way longer than I thought, which means it's going to suck to edit. So we'll see if this ever actually makes it up. But yeah, I've bought a lot of yarn. I have a lot of really exciting plans. And yeah, that's it. All right, I'll check in with you guys probably in a couple weeks. Bye.